welcome to our home. I'm Princess.
And I'm the Goob, and this is the weekly show,
Gulps'N'Games,
where we try out different drinks and give our opinions and a little background on them, and we play a game and give a little how-to on it. And welcome. Thanks for coming back.
Thank you.
So we do have a couple beers, but before we get those out, we thought we'd give a little background on why we're dressed like this.
First, I have news.
Oh, Jen has news.
Yes, in our last video, I said that there was an O.J. Simpson race, and they did as the tornado hit the brewery of the beer he drank last time. It wasn't a race. It was a chase, so I just wanted to clear that up. I am kind of silly, but I'm not stupid.
All right.
Yeah.
So we thought we'd let you guys know why we're dressed this way. The Goob is actually a superhero I created, and I'm working on building him up and making a comic book eventually, next few years hopefully. And the princess, you know, every superhero has to have a love interest. So my wife is the princess.
Lucky me.
I do have peanut butter powers. I just wanted to show this off, and I'm gonna. This right here is a print that I had commissioned through Scott Rosema. He's a really good artist. I like to liken him to Hanna-Barbera cartoons because a lot of his work is around that era. He's really well known for his Space Ghost comic book that he drew for Cartoon Network. So he did this little print for me. I got all the original artwork for it, and I'll put a link down in the comments to his Facebook page. He's got some really nice prints out there that you can buy from him. He's still shipping them out. And if you want to commission something, I'm sure you'd love that. Him and his wife Susie are amazing people. They're very nice. They remembered me right away, and I just commissioned one thing from them. And she says hi to me in the middle of convention.
Look what they see you wearing.
Well, obviously, you know, not hard to miss, but. All right, so we brought our couple beers out with us today. So I chose this one. It's called Totally Roasted. I actually originally thought it was a coffee beer, but upon reading everything about it, it's a cider. It's an apple cider, and it's got roasted pecans. That's where the Totally Roasted comes in. It is from Grand Rapids, Michigan, founded in 2006. It's a cider mill, and it's Paul and Amanda are the ones that founded it. This beer says that it's cinnamon, pecan, and vanilla. And like most ciders, it is gluten-free. So if you have any gluten allergies, ciders are really good for drinking.
Oh, and I have the Lager of the Lakes from Bell's in Kalamazoo, Michigan. It was founded by Larry Bell in 1985. Like I said, it's the Lager of the Lakes. It tastes bitter, crisp, and herbal in the Czech Pilsner tradition. And it's supposed to be like jumping into the Great Lakes on a chilly morning. It is a combo of a firm malt, a herbal hop, and bitterness. So, you want to talk about what people should be and what they should do?
Well, with these beers, neither one.
These.
Oh, make sure that you have to be 21 years old to drink.
And drink responsibly.
With these beers, one's a light beer and one's a cider beer. They're not going to have any of the brewing stuff in the bottom that you want to worry about mixing in, so you can just pour them right in. As you can see, she's pouring at an angle that keeps it from foaming up like this one did, because she just poured straight in. It happens.
Some people like a lot of head on top of their beer.
You're only supposed to have like an inch of head.
I know.
Yeah, I know. So we're going to go ahead and start with this light beer.
That's mine.
That is hers. So L'Chaim. Now, last week we did, I thought it was Irish and she thought it was German. Our reviewer Tracy did let us know that it is actually Hebrew and it means to life.
To life.
We do have a couple friends having their birthday coming up next week. They're going to be 40 years old.
I don't know if they're going to like you saying that, but okay.
Chadwick Plumley and Nicholas Knoll, also known as Feege. So happy birthday.
Happy birthday, guys.
L'Chaim to you.
What do you think? We did smell it first.
I did.
Ew, wow. Smells funky.
It's supposed to make you feel like you're swimming at a beach, so maybe that's where the smell comes
smells
from.
like a lake.
It definitely tastes like something that I would drink out on the beach, like maybe if you go tubing or something.
Didn't you tube on a beach?
Yeah, the river has beaches.
You said I would go to the beach and go tubing. Nate will be there sitting in a tube with his beer on the beach.
That way I don't get sandy. It's good. I like it. I guess I can definitely see going down the river.
It is kind of bitter.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think it's something you could drink on a long tubing trip or canoeing.
It doesn't. It's light beer, but it doesn't taste like light beer. Like it definitely has more flavor than a light beer.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Why are you saying it's a light beer? Just because it's light color? The can doesn't say it's a light beer.
Doesn't it say light beer? I
No.
thought it said light beer. That's my bad. I do apologize. I could have sworn this one was a light beer.
Yep. On to yours.
Yeah, make sure. We were also requested that in between drinking beers, one of our viewers said that we should cleanse our palate with some water, so that's what we're doing. Also,
Yeah, I was cleansing my palate.
Slurpee, not a sponsor. Just I like the cup. It's Megatron. Just in case we haven't said it yet, and I just said that none of these brands that we have out here are sponsors. We bought these ourselves. We chose them ourselves. Yingling is just my favorite beer, and this is a glass that I bought when I went on their tour. But no one.
You can't see my logo, so
Yeah,
it's okay.
no one's a sponsor. We do sponsor this ourselves as of right now. But if you would like to, you can send us any comments and suggestions for being a sponsor. We'll play your game if you have a game.
Or drink your drinks.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a beauty.
All right. So you have the game over there.
We didn't
Oh
do
yeah, we didn't do mine.
yours.
My bad.
Jeez.
I thought we did.
Lightweight.
Yeah.
Ooh, it smells delicious, like a nice fall day. Oh,
It's really good.
I didn't think I'd like it.
But you thought it was coffee too.
I did. And
Totally
you said
roasted.
that.
We're used to, and it's brown coloring on the can. It just makes you, it screams coffee. And I know right now like, cold brewed coffee is a big thing. So
I love coffee, but I don't like cold coffee.
no, that's really good.
Good.
So you do have the game over there.
Oh,
Now I know we mentioned we played the Funkoverse game last week, and we said that we have all the different ways to explain how to play, but we thought it might be boring if the first 3 videos are all the same game. So we'll get to those eventually. If you're like really dying to learn about them, let us know. We'll make sure that we get to them sooner than later.
I was cleansing my palate again.
This week's game is it's called Bears versus Babies. Now I know what you're thinking. That's a mighty hairy box, and yes, it is a mighty hairy box. That's one of the fun things about it. This game is actually created by a company called The Oatmeal. They do a lot of online comics and stuff, and they have a few games out there. I'd like to be able to get the burrito one. That one looks like fun. That's their newest game.
Oh, I just lost my slipper.
This is from 2017, so it's been 3 years, so a lot of you might have already known it and play it, but I'm sure you walk through Walmart and you see this big hairy box, you're not thinking, that looks like a fun game. You don't know how to play. And then another warning, there is a not safe for work edition, so if you do buy it, it's a fun game to play with your family, and my nephew and her niece, they love to play this game. I guess I could say our niece and nephew. They love to play this game, but you want to make sure that it doesn't say NSFW on it, because you do not want to play that one with children.
Yeah. Jamie was the only one born without you being around.
Toby was born without you being around.
Oh yeah, I guess I met him at his first 1-year birthday.
The rules, you open it up and the rules say, don't read these rules. So we'll just throw those away.
Cats can play with it. Now if they start teaching us how to play the game, we got something to be worried about.
It comes with this nice mat. You probably can't see from that far away, but
Do you
yeah.
want me to get up and move it, or no?
No, I think it's okay.
Okay.
You have your discard pile, your 3 sets of babies. Now it's land, sea, and sky babies. We a lot of times call them air babies and water babies. Some call them green babies and blue babies. But you have your 3. You have your green, your blue, and your red. And the babies will be sorted out there. And then you have 3 draw piles. That's just because this deck is really big.
We're still looking for friends to film this for us. So
Yeah,
people can see what we're doing.
people who know how to zoom in and zoom out. And
I don't know. We might have some friends that aren't capable of that. I'm joking, friends that are watching.
sorry, Jake.
That's what I had in mind, but Jake, we love you.
I know. We like to tease, Jake. If we didn't love you, we wouldn't
We
tease
haven't
you.
seen him in forever.
Yeah, I hope you're healing up pretty well. So, we haven't played this one in a while, so it probably doesn't need to be shuffled as much anyways, but I went ahead and shuffled them. Each person gets 5 cards. And then you divide the rest of this instead of one big pile, you get 3 little piles. And this way there's just different ways, like if you're drawing for one and you're getting all the same things, you can switch over to another one. Now the first thing you do is you look through, and if you have any babies, you put them down. So blue babies go here, and you always put them face down so you don't know what the numbers are. And then you draw to make up those cards because you start.
This is the only time that you replace the baby.
Yes. So you get to restart. So you start with a total of 5 cards total in your hand. There's also a card. It says Wild Provoke. That one, when you draw it, you're supposed to provoke immediately. So if you draw it in the first round, you put it back into the deck and draw another one out.
I'm trying to secretly tell you that you didn't tell him about the rainbow people.
I was gonna get there.
Oh, okay.
So you have what are called heads. So you have these heads. You have normal heads as well. Some of them are rainbow, and if they're rainbow, they're worth more points, and they count for all 3 of these. So the head is what makes your monster. They're called bears, but obviously it's a beaver. So beavers aren't bears, but you'll see as we start building them. You only get, so because we have 2 players, we get 4 actions per each turn. It says it right on the map for you. And then if you don't want it, you can take your 4 actions, or you can provoke that uses all 4 of your actions, or you can dumpster dive. There's nothing in the discard piles that doesn't work now, but once we start discarding things, you can use all 4 of your actions to dive into the dumpster and pull out a card that you want. And then you can pull a baby out, because you'll see that sometimes babies get discarded. But if you pull it out of the dumpster, it immediately goes into its pile of colors. It doesn't go into your hand for points. We learned that last time. So then it says to come up with a way to see who goes first. You can just, one of the suggestions is shortest spleen. So how long is your spleen?
I have no idea. I thought it was who went poop last.
No, that's Cards of Humanity.
Oh, okay. Whatever.
We'll just let you go first. So she gets to do 4 actions. That means each card she would lay down as an action. Drawing, you get 4. 2 players, 4 actions.
Oh, okay. We don't normally play with just 2.
No, not in a while.
Okay. So I'm gonna lay down my panda bear. That is a rainbow, so that is worth 3 points. Did you tell them the object of the game?
The object of the game is to get the most points. You get points by defeating the babies with your bears. And once we start getting bears, that'll go over how you can know how to defeat the babies and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And my second action is to lay down this second head, a Pomeranian of Light and Wonder. It's 2 points, and it is a land baby.
Now you have to lay a head before you can build any of the body parts. You cannot build the body, but there is a card, and I can see it in her hand. So why don't you go ahead and we'll discuss that one.
Which one?
The Dismember card.
Oh.
If you have Dismember, you can destroy any part of a built monster that's an edge card. So like right now, if that was my card, I could get rid of one of her heads. If the head has a body built onto it, the body stays there, but the points do not count anymore while it's dismembered until you play another head on it.
Okay, so I still have 2 more actions. So I am going to draw, and then I am going to attach this. Did you talk about attaching it?
Well, that's the body, so there's different body styles. That one has arms on the sides of it that she could add to.
Ooh.
So she can go ahead, since she still has 1 more action, she drew that, she can play it right away, and that would be all 4 of her actions.
Yes. So I'm going to put a Pomeranian of light and wonder and a delightful leotard. And that completes my turn.
So now it's my turn.
Mm-hmm.
And so I will play my water bear, which is also a
Why did
rainbow
I
one.
put it there?
And I'm going to add a body. Now there's also bodies that they only have
Their torso and
yeah,
their legs.
yeah, they don't have arms. Now I can't attach legs to him, whereas I do have these squid legs that I could use. If I was playing with hers, I could add them. Torsos that you can add legs to are only worth 1 for battle points, whereas ones that don't attach legs to are worth 2. And then the legs themselves are worth 2 as well, so that would make him more powerful if I had the torso, because it's 3 instead of 2. When you want to add up, so if I wanted to provoke on my next turn, I have 3 for my head and 2 for my body, that's 5. And since it's rainbow, I can attack any color, any one of the 3 types of babies. The babies themselves have points on them as well, and so you flip them over, add those points, and add the bear's points, and whoever has the most is the winning fighter. Now, since she also has a rainbow head, that would be pulled in. If I were to attack the land babies on my next turn, all 3 of our baby monsters would go after it. But she would have all of hers for her attack power and only mine for my attack power, and whoever has the most wins then. So one strategy is, there's only 1 card here, and it could be a 0 or a 1, so I might make her do it and use all of her monsters up and 1 card, whereas the C has 2. If I were to do the C, the Pomeranian wouldn't be involved because he's grass. Grass can only attack grass. Land can only attack land. So that was 2 moves that I made there. So number 3, I'm going to put down my beaver that I showed you guys earlier, and then I'll draw a card for number 4. And it was a baby, so the baby immediately goes there, and I do not get to draw another card to make up for it. Drawing the card was my action, and getting a baby just means I'm filling up the pile with babies.
Okay, I'm going to draw a card. And I got, should I tell them what I got?
Well, no, you don't have to tell me what you got. We can just
and
at this
my
point.
next action, I'm going to play a card. I'm going to play the legs to my monster here. So it'll be a Pomeranian of light and wonder and a delightful leotard who sucks at dancing. That is not me, by the way. At least I don't think so. And I'm going to play, this can be lighter, right? Yeah. A dinosaur-looking guy that gives me an arm.
There's arms that you can play, and she's got a T-Rex with nunchucks as one of her arms. It adds 1 point to the monster, but it also puts it in a connection point to it. You're definitely not going to be able to see it, but in the corner, there's this little yellow marker. It has a hammer on it.
Extension cord, isn't it?
No, it's a hammer.
It looks like, I always thought it was an extension cord. Oh, there is a hammer inside of the extension cord looking thing.
Yeah, well, it's it's a plug. It looks like an extension plug. There's a picture of a hammer on it.
Yeah, I never
But that
noticed
means
the hammer
hopefully
before.
we'll draw one of those cards soon. We can show you there's extensions and what they do.
And for my last action, remember this Dismembered Card I had? Nate told you about earlier. I'm going to dismember his monster.
So now I don't get to take this body back up. That stays there, and I cannot move my beaver's head onto it because the beaver's already been played as a separate monster.
Mm-hmm.
So this just stays there and does not count for anything until I have another head to put on it. Which I don't. Was that your 4th turn?
Mm-hmm.
So now it's my turn. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw 2 right away as 2. One of them was a baby. And I'm going to make my beaver, I'm going to put my beaver in a bikini. And I'm going to put him on squid legs And that was all 4 of my moves.
Okay. I'm gonna draw, and I got a baby. So that goes in the baby pile. And I got another baby. And for my last action, I'm gonna play the card that I drew, which is the torso part of my panda bear. And it's a panda bear playing the banjo now with human arms. Imagine that. What?
I'm gonna draw. I'm gonna draw 3. And for number 4, I'm gonna play this bat head on this sushi body. So now it's a bat who is also a sushi. And it's your turn.
Okay, my first action, I'm gonna make my panda playing the banjo wearing spooky cat feet. I'm gonna draw. Ooh, I got that extension one that
Let's
we
go
talked
ahead and
about.
play it even if you don't want to.
I was going
Oh, okay.
to anyways. That was my
You want to explain it to them?
right? No, you go right ahead.
Okay. Yeah, one was that, 2 was drawing this.
Okay.
So there's a few of these different types. This one's a friggin' sweet power drill. So she's going to attach it. Which one do you want to attach it to?
Oh, let's do that one because there's more room.
Okay. So she attaches it to her panda bear, who's playing a banjo wearing spooky cat feet. But what happens is it's a -1, so it removes 1 battle point from her panda bear, but it adds 1 action. So now she has 5 actions in her turn.
Each turn.
Now, if I were to
It
just
starts immediately, so I get.
It starts
turn.
immediately, so she
Right
gets
now.
it in this round. So now, if I were to use that Dismembered Card and take away her panda bear head, she does not no longer get that extra turn because the monster is no longer a valid
There's
monster.
A head back on it, right?
Yeah, until you put a head back on it. But in this case, I don't have that card, and she still has 3 actions now instead of 2 actions.
Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna draw. And I might as well talk about this one right now.
Okay, well, she drew what's called a Lullaby Card. So with that, what you do is you can choose any one of the 3 piles of babies. You count them without flipping them over. You still just keep them face down. You count them, and then you remove the top half. If it's an odd number, like if there's 5, you remove 3, and you discard that all.
Okay, so I'm gonna do it with the water babies.
Okay.
So there are, wow, 5 water babies, and so we get rid of
You
Three
get
or
the
two?
top 3.
the top 3.
The
I
top
thought it was
3.
just half.
Nope, you get rid of the top half.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
so-
top half.
Oh, I thought it
Top.
counted all of them,
You
and then.
you do. No, listen. Put that back in your
Oh.
hand. Okay. So this is where she's not getting me.
I thought-
The top half. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The top half is 1, 2, 3. She was trying to take the bottom half.
Well, you see, this is what it says.
Yeah, it says the
Example, if
top
5
half.
babies, discard 3 of
Yeah,
them.
from
so
the
you cut
top.
It in half.
Jen, from the top.
Oh, I thought you were saying that it was always just 3.
No, from the
Oh,
top.
okay. I just thought you didn't
Sorry.
understand.
She doesn't follow simple directions sometimes, but she's not stupid. She's just silly.
Yep. I said that earlier.
So the top, that means you count it out, and it's just like this. You take the top 3 of them,
Yep.
because in this case, half of 5 is 2.5, and you round up.
Mm-hmm.
And then you put the bottom 2 back down. Okay, now you still have 2 more moves.
Good. I'm glad you
No,
know.
you have 1 more.
Right.
Yeah, because that was your third was drawing that,
And then I played
it.
that.
So,
Okay.
so this is 5.
So I'm good.
All right.
Done.
So I get 4. And now it's your turn.
I'm going to play a pigeon with some health problems.
He doesn't look too good.
No. And I got a baby. So this will be 3. I don't want to play that one yet. 4. And 5. Okay. You.
So first what I'm going to do is I have this card that's a mask card. So that allows me to play a card being covered so she can't see what it is. What I like to do is I like to put the what it is face down. So if it accidentally slides off at any time during it, it doesn't expose what it is. It just shows the back of the card. See? And then you just do that as easily as you can, put it down. So now she doesn't know what it is. It could be it could be a rainbow one, it could be any of the other colors. So she doesn't know, but I do. And that only counts as one move. Putting the mask on and playing the head is one single move. It does not take two actions.
Now they can go join the Masked Singer.
Yes, if you like that show.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm going to put a kitty tummy on it. And I'm going to put gun fingers, see the little gun fingers, on my beaver in a bikini with squid legs. And I will put a bat arm on my kitty tummy masked character. And that was all 4 of them. So now it's your turn.
I'm going to provoke, just so we can tell them about provoking.
Okay.
I'm going to provoke the green babies.
What is this?
The
I don't
land
even remember.
babies.
Oh, okay. So since she did the land babies, none of mine are land. So now she knows that this isn't rainbow or land. That only brings it down to 2. So now she has both her panda bear and her Pomeranian. So she's going to add up all the points. So go ahead and count out loud.
3, 4, 5, 6, but minus 1 because I had the extra action. So that's 5. And then we have 2, 3, 2, 1, and 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 11 altogether.
Okay. So she has 11, and the babies are 3 and 1, so that was 4. So she did beat them, so she gets her 4 points. But now what happens is because she used that monster, this goes away too in the discard pile. So she no longer has that extra turn, and provoking was her entire move.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's back to my turn. Now, if she had lost that, she would have had to discard all of her monsters, but the babies get discarded as well, and she doesn't get points, and
No one gets them.
Yeah, no one gets them. So that was 1, 2, 3, and then number 4. I'm gonna go ahead and put a claw on my beaver.
So now I'm only back to 4 turns.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to put a body on my pigeon with some health problems, and I'm going to give him a body made of meat and pain. That's why he has the health problems.
Mm-hmm.
And then for my second one, I'll play my sloth head. And then I will draw.
And
That was 3.
okay.
So now I'm going to make my sloth, I'm going to make him wear a festive turtleneck.
So I'm gonna go ahead. There's party hats. There's hats of freedom, which are Lincoln hats, and I believe there's a sombrero. And then what they do is you put it on top of your head, and now it doubles the points of my monster. Now, if she were to have a dismember card, she could not dismember the head because it's no longer an edge. There's a hat on top, but she can take the hat, one of the arms, or the legs with that dismember card. Next, I will.
You don't want to use it if you don't want any of my heads.
No, I don't, but I'm going to use it anyway. So I'm going to use this swap card to show you guys what it is. So it allows me to swap any heads. Now, if I were to have a rainbow one on my bat here, it's not worth as much. You know, it's only 5 points, whereas my beaver is like fully built. I could switch them on my own side, or I can swap with a rival, or I could swap hers. So like, if she had a rainbow one with the most points on here, I could switch it with one of hers that gives her like no points anymore. I'm actually going to swap. I'm going to take her sloth head and swap it with my bat head. So now I have a sloth who is made of also sushi, and she has a bat who is wearing a festive turtleneck. Funny story, we do get bats in here every now and then. It's been a while since we've covered up the grates here. That's where I thought they were coming from.
We did that when we first moved in.
No,
like
we didn't cover.
5 years ago.
What? No, we didn't cover those up.
Okay.
Those haven't been covered. That one in the corner was not covered at all. until the last bat got in and I put a rug over top of it.
Okay, if you say so.
Yep. Our cat Wilbur loves to catch the bats. It's your turn.
Then he leaves bat blood everywhere and I have to clean it up.
He's not very good at catching. Well, he is, but
No,
he
is.
lets him go.
Yes. Alright, so I'm going to give my pigeon with some health problems made of meat and pain. I'm going to put him on a peg leg. So that was 2. So this is 3. And 4. Okay.
Baby.
Did you ever tell him about the stitches? I didn't know if that was something you needed to tell him.
All the bodies have stitches on them. You can see there are 3 stitches here and 4 stitches here. That makes it where like this sushi has 3, so you can only attach 3 to 3. So that means head or head. It keeps you from being able to put the sushi underneath the bear and then keep adding on like that. So 3 can only go to 3 and 4 can only go to 4. It also keeps you from being silly and like going, oh, I'm going to take this sushi and put it on the side here and give him a side body or something, because it's only 2 for the arms. And then that's why, that's not that way. The sushi can't have legs because there's no stitches underneath him. That's all the stitches are. You could have kept playing while I was talking.
I was done.
Oh, okay. So let's put another bat arm on my secret creature with a kitty tummy. Let's go 2, 3, and 4.
I'm gonna draw. And I got a Jabberwocky. And I'm gonna put him in business attire. I'll draw one more for my last action.
Oh, I just drew a wild provoke card. So what this does is I have to play it immediately. I have to choose any of the piles of babies out here to provoke them. And
you don't get to finish your turn after that.
I do get to finish
Oh,
my
you
turn.
do?
This is
Okay.
just one action.
Oh, okay, I'm just making sure.
So what this does is, because I drew it, drawing and playing as one action, and it doesn't count as the give up all of your things provoke, because it's a wild provoke. See that the person's poking the baby in the picture. Poke, poke, provokes a baby if you poke them. Don't poke babies. Or do. What am I to tell you what to do? So I'm going to go ahead and provoke the sea babies. 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4. My beaver obviously beats him, but I also lose my mask guy because my mask is a squid, which is a water one. So now all of my monsters go away.
You're not going to count your points?
Well, I could. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This guy is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Doubled is 14, so that's 19 points. He was only 4, so as soon as I knew that I could beat him, you don't really need to keep counting all your points. Now, if there was a big pile of babies and you wouldn't know if you could beat him or not, you would need to count up your monster. And if she had any sea monsters, you'd have to count both of them to see who has the most. That's another reason why you would need to count. So I just lost all of that because that wild provoke.
You know how you said Wilbur likes to catch the bats?
Yeah.
We could call him Bat Cat.
Mom has Batman, that would get confusing.
Bat Cat. I like Bat Cat.
And that was all 4 of my turns. Now it's Princess's turn.
Yep, and I'm going to provoke the fire babies. What?
She calls them fire because they're red and you think grass, water, fire, but they're actually sky babies, so
yeah,
that's what she meant. She meant the red ones.
I call them fire all the time, too. Oops.
And she's not even a Pokemon fan. The starters are grass, water, and fire.
Okay. Alright, so I have 3 points here from this monster, and and I have 5 here, so that's 8, and then I have 3 here, and that is 11 then. And the babies are only 3 points, so I get to keep these babies.
And she loses all of her monsters.
I do. Bye-bye, monsters.
So I'm going to go 1, 2,
Oh my gosh.
3, and 4.
I
And
don't have enough room for all those monsters.
and now it's your turn.
This is a good thing we put our leaf in when we
Yeah.
play this. Or make the videos, really. I'm going to draw. Oh, got a baby. That was 2, 3, 4. Your turn.
I'm going to attach a hammer to my sushi, so that gives me 5 turns on my next go around. So I still get 4 because it starts immediately, so I get 4 more turns. I'm going to make my manatee also a tank. I'm going to put a Hat of Freedom on my grizzly bear. I'm going to draw a card, and I'm going to draw a card, and it's a baby. And since that little pile has been taken up, you don't have to, but you can still divide your piles into it, so you still have 3, or you can just leave it as the 2 piles. Doesn't really matter.
Done?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to play a piggy armed with knives and burritos who wears terrific boots. And then I have one more action. I'm going to draw. And it's a baby.
1, 2. I'm gonna go ahead and also play this it's a caffeine drip, so that also does the exact same thing as all the other attachments. So now I get 6 moves. That was 3 right there, so I have 3 more moves to go. And now it's your turn.
Baby. And I'm going to play this handsome salmon. And I have one more turn still.
So I'm going to play a mask card. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. That's 5. And that's 6. Your turn.
Wild provoke! I had to make sure the neighbors heard that.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna look over to see how many babies are in
You
each
can't look at
pile.
how many they count. You can see how many cards are in each pile, but you can't look at the points of how they are. That's you're not supposed to know until you provoke them.
Okay, I am going to provoke the sky babies.
So the red ones.
The red ones.
Yeah. See, to me, calling it sky and making it red is weird
Why
because
it's on fire.
sky is blue, and so like, but the water is also blue, so that's why that makes sense that they're the
Water's
sea
clear.
babies. But yeah, it makes sense land, sea, and air. Like, why would you make them land, sea, and fire? But I get it. Anyways, your turn. You were provoking
I
them.
wild provoked.
Okay, we'll flip them and count.
Oh, it's only gonna be you.
Oh, okay.
There are 4.
Okay, so my Hat of Freedom makes my grizzly bear 6, but I also have this guy who's another 3, so that's 9, 10, 11.
So yes, I basically did that. So no one got these babies, and he had to get rid of some of his
I
monsters.
get these babies. What do you mean no one gets these babies? I beat them.
Oh yeah.
She did it so she was thinking that there would be, since there's 4, it's possible that they could have been like 3s and 2s, and I could have lost and not gotten them.
Because there was a lot there, so I thought it'd be more.
But there are fake babies with 0 points, so it kind of, even though there's a lot and 2 of them are 1s,
So it backfired on me, even though I didn't. It was going to.
Another way to do it is when someone has like a lot of monsters built up, and there's like one card for that color, they're waiting for it to get filled up. Go ahead and provoke it, and then they get like maybe 3 points max if it's a 3, and they lost all of their monsters. Well, anyways, what number turn was that you drew that on?
I think it was my first. I think. I don't know.
Okay, take 3 more cards.
I guess we'll know once we watch this.
Yep.
I'm gonna play a mantis shrimp.
Okay.
Pregnant with dolphin babies.
Okay.
So that's 3, right?
Yep.
And I'm gonna turn my handsome salmon into a taco.
That's 4 moves.
Yep.
So I'm going to put chainsaws on my manatee. So that's 2. I get 4 more moves. So let's go 1, 2, 3. I'm going to play my friggin' sweet power drill on my manatee. So that's going to give me yet 1 more move. So I'll have 7 moves on my next turn, but I used 1 to do that, and I get 1 more turn. And now it's your turn.
I think Orville came over to you because I. Oh, hello!
This is our cat, Orville.
He is the actual sibling to Wilbur.
And I guess he wanted to be in the video.
So now while I play, you can tell him about our Wilbur and Orville.
Wilbur and Orville were kittens that our neighbor brought over to try to get us to take one. And we're pushovers, and we could not take one brother and leave the other by himself, so we took both kittens. And we went over a bunch of different names. We thought about Sam and Dean for a while, and we went with Wilbur and Orville.
Because we wanted famous brothers.
Yeah, because we were hoping that they might design their first cat plane and fly around the house. They are smart. Wilbur can open doors. He knows how to open doors sometimes.
If he had a thumb, he totally
Yeah, if he had
could.
a thumb, he could. But
or we had one of those like.
He's over there like
things.
this on the doorknobs all the time, trying to open them, and then he thinks he gets it open when we open it for him. Orville, some reason, doesn't like to drink from the water bowl with his tongue. He scoops it out with his hand and licks out of his hand.
It's your turn.
Oh, it's my turn. I get 7 moves now.
What?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Your turn.
I'm going to provoke the water babies. I could have sworn I just saw a baby in your hand.
I got a lot of no, I don't have any babies in my hand.
Oh, okay.
I got a lot of heads in my hand.
Okay.
But so she's doing the water babies.
I don't normally look at people's hands, but he's like right there. So.
And it's 4, and she has.
I have 3 for this monster and 4 for this monster. So that's 9, 10 altogether.
Babe, you have 3 and 4. 3 and 4 is 7.
Yeah. Yep.
I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 7.
I only have 5, but I also lose one of my 7 turns, so now I'm back down to 6 turns.
So I get them.
You
because
get them.
I had more points.
You had more points.
I was thinking 7 because it equaled 7.
So I'm going to go
7 and 3.
1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to dismember her piggy. That's 5. And I'm going to go ahead and swap my barracuda with my sloth. So that way I have more land babies that are actually worth points. And that was 6. Now it's your turn.
Okay. I have a mass, so I'm going to play this head on a mass so he doesn't know what it is. And whatever the mask is, he's going to be ready to do some lumberjacking. Second one. I'm going to play this base lobster. And then I am going to draw.
I'm going to put
Why didn't I put my head on the body?
I don't know why I didn't do that. But
Darn it. You guys, just always look at, see what you got going on before you play.
Now my sloth is in a prom dress on cool sideboard legs, and my polar bear is carrying a knife cat who can run at the speed of light. That was 3 moves. 1, 2, 3. So I get 3 more. So I'm going to draw 1, 2, and I'm going to put my llama wearing incredible underpants.
Okay, so now it's my turn. That was 2, and then I'm going to play a uni-pug on the monster that I already had without a head because he took it. And then I am going to use my Dismember and take his polar bear head. Oh, it's not Dismember.
It's dismember. You're dismembering them.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I dismember you.
okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Do you not know what you want to do?
I was thinking.
Okay.
I was counting to see what you had going on over
okay.
there. There's a baby. There's a baby. My space lobster, who is being piloted by a robo squirrel. I think that was 3. And this is going to be it then. I can't even play it.
So now everyone gets one more. So I get one more turn, and she gets one more turn. And we can. She's counting up all my things because one of the fun things is it says you can, but you don't have to. But we usually always do it. If at the end we add up all the babies and then all the bears, and whoever has the most gets what's left, unless they can't defeat the babies. So since she went ahead and did that, I'm going to play an adorable owl on my knife-carrying cat. I'm going to put a saucy sombrero on my sloth. I'm going to give him a T-Rex arm. I'm going to give him a lobster claw. And what was that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to play a pterodactyl head. That's 5. And I'm going to put guns on my owl. That's 6. And now it's your turn.
Well, until you did all that to the green baby monster, I was going to show him what it's like if there's a tie.
Okay, we'll discuss what it's like if there's a tie, but
I'm still going to provoke though.
Okay.
I'm going to provoke the green babies. The what are land babies.
So 1, 2, 3, 4,
And he's probably gonna be
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, let me do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14, 15, 16, 17. I have 18. What do you have?
9.
Okay. So I get these guys.
How many were those? 14?
No.
Your babies.
Oh, mine? I had 14.
How much were the babies?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Oh, okay. Well, you just bait my...
Alright, so, I mean, and then that gets rid of my sloth.
Well, it doesn't really matter, so we're done.
But I thought we could go after those guys for extra points.
Oh, okay.
And then you left.
Oh, wait!
What?
Did I count him?
Yeah.
I counted him.
You
Yep.
said you had 9, so I'm assuming that your mask one goes away too.
Yeah.
So, we can do that whole, like I said, the battle. There's really only the one type of babies left, but we might as well. There's 6, 7, 8, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
This is a blue one.
That's mine.
Yeah, but you counted it.
Because it's all monsters versus all babies.
Oh, I guess I forgot that part. I only have 4.
Okay, so then I get these extra points. And then you can add up your points, but I have this many cards and she has that many cards, so...
So add them.
27.
12. I normally lose when it's only 2 people anyways. So.
I don't remember what you do when there's a tie. It comes with frequently asked questions that you can look at. So simple things are...
So they can just go there and look.
Yeah.
There is a tie.
If there's a tie, 2 or more players have winning monster armies. The babies and the winning monsters stay on the table and wait for the next battle. The babies return to their pile face down. So if there's a tie, no one wins the babies, but your monsters don't die either, and the babies just go back to their spot.
And that's it.
Yep. So thank you for watching.
I said last time we were going to do something at the end, and I don't remember what that is.
I don't remember what she said that
Did
she
we
wanted to
just
do.
cheers at the end?
We did. We went,
Yes.
but I wasn't done though. If you
Oh.
have any suggestions for games you would like to see us play, put it down in the comments. If you have any suggestions for drinks that you'd like to see us make, buy, or try, put that down in the comments. Please make sure that you like, share, and subscribe so that we can continue growing our channel. And we'll see you next week.
Cheers!
Well, hi.